Welcome to the full client closing masterclass. Today I will show you everything from A to Z on how to close your very first copywriting client via Zoom, and I am also going to give you the exact client closing process I've been personally using to generate myself over $10,000 in the month of January this year, so you can too stop missing opportunities with people that would have actually needed your service. And I am also going to give you a framework for each individual call in the client closing process, so you have the best possible chance of actually making some money in the game and landing a client. So let's get straight into client closing masterclass, guys. Disclaimer, we will not talk about frameworks because I have already explained this to you guys. It's all about human psychology. Frameworks are just for beginners who need an outline, so they can practice a little bit. That's all that it's about, guys. You don't need frameworks if you actually genuinely understand human psychology, because you will understand where things go. You won't need frameworks anymore. Frameworks, in fact, keep you very limited in terms of your skill set, because you won't be thinking outside of the box. So forget frameworks, guys. They are dangerous if you are like an advanced copywriter. So yeah. Today I will give you the only framework you will ever need. But first of all, we need to talk about the whole client closing process, because it's not just about a single call. There are 3 total calls you have to take with every single prospect before you actually make some money with him. So, 3 calls in total, and I'm going to explain every single one of them to you. And let's start with the first one, the setting call. Second one will be the closing call, and the third one will be the onboarding call. And that's like every single call that you have in the whole client closing process. And I'm going to explain every single one to you very in depth. So let's start with the setting call, guys. I'm going to explain everything to you. The setting call is just for qualification, guys, and you have probably heard this so often in your whole life, and I never understood what this actually means. All of the gurus talking about qualification, you ask them about their goals and ask them about, if they want to scale their business, bro. Of course they want to scale their business, and of course they have money ready to invest, otherwise they wouldn't be in a call with you. They understand your service isn't free, so they have money, they are willing to change something. The question is just finding out what they want. That's the only thing you need to find out. So you will talk about preferences and goals with him in terms of like his focus in the whole business, and you will talk about his business in general, so you understand his whole ecosystem. So qualification can be something like, okay, let's say he thinks about a skill of like he wants to have nicer editing for his videos. So he kind of misunderstood what you do for him as a copywriter, or you didn't communicate it correctly. So qualification would basically mean, okay, he is not qualified because he doesn't want a copywriting service. He wants a video editing service. So my service is probably not the right fit for him. Sometimes people go onto a call with you even though they know you are a copywriter. They just go onto a call with you because they still want to ask you, hey, yo, can you edit videos? I've liked your pitch. Can you also do other things, right? So yeah, that's important to understand for the whole qualification side of things, right? The next things you need to do is understand his business, which is basically also like qualification, his focus, meaning on which particular program in his whole business the whole focus lies, and his team composition. So in general, you need to understand his whole ecosystem, guys. And that's something we will talk about very in-depth in this guide. But yeah, we will keep on going with the next points. Important, guys. This is a general rule for every single call. You always ask the questions and you listen, guys. And there are 2 very important reasons for this. The reasons you ask the questions and you are the guy listening to the business owner is you need to show that you are interested, guys. They are very self-centered. They are very self-interested. That's like the first reason you have, guys. The second reason being, you lead the whole conversation. Because think about it. If I am going into a call with you and you promise to me, yeah, I'm going to help you with like video editing or something, and I'm going to say, okay, yeah, let's do this, and yeah, let's do that, and by the way, can you do this? And I'm asking all of those questions to you, and then I will say, okay, sounds interesting, how much is the price? And you will say it, and I'm just overrunning you, I'm overwhelming you, and then I say, okay, yeah, sounds good, I will get back to you on that, see you, bye-bye. You have no leverage if the business owner is the one doing all of the questioning for you guys. You need leverage. You need to have the lead. You need to be leading the conversation if you ask the questions. Otherwise, the business owner will just say, okay, sounds good. I know everything I need to know. See you. And you can't do anything about it. So that's very important to understand. You need to lead the conversation, right? And the third reason is just people like to talk about themselves. So they are also, as I've already said, like very self-centered, and you need to listen, or that's actually like the fourth reason, or it's kind of the same. How else are you going to understand how you can help him with his business if he doesn't explain his whole thing, right? The more information you get on his whole business, the better pitch you can do for him, right? The more persuasive your whole speaking will be throughout the whole call, because he will see, oh, that actually sounds like the perfect solution for the particular problem I am experiencing right now in my business. So, yeah, please understand this, guys. The more information you have, the better pitch you can provide to him, right? The better service you can provide. And also, I want to make this clear in this point because I have no slide prepared for this. Please don't think about twisting the knife and embracing pain and, you know, making him feel things and stuff, bro. It's a normal human conversation, guys. Please don't think about like kind of manipulation tactics. This is all of this is going to be much more clear in the next following slides. So yeah, let me keep going, guys. So yeah, just listen to them, understand their ecosystem, get as much information as possible, make them feel good about themselves. You all get the point, guys. You are the one leading the conversation. And now we will talk about the only setting call framework you will ever need, guys. That one is going to be extremely valuable. I am using this myself, and it's not even a framework because it's just human psychology, guys. I can't explain this to you often enough, so let's get right into it, guys. So, step one being small talk, guys. You go into the call, and what I like to do, of course, you have to be natural with it, right? So don't force it too much. So I always get like Dubai clients and some stuff, or people like in a very fancy apartment or something. Or in general, you will see something like on his wrist, a watch or something. You know, like talk about the environment. I always say something like, "Oh, are you in Dubai right now? I see all of the skyscrapers in the back. Very nice, man. Yeah, I'm actually in Dubai right now, blah, blah, blah. Okay, do you live there or is it just like vacation and stuff?" Be very smooth with it, right? So talk about the environment and stuff. So that's the first step you are going to do. Just be natural. Just be human, guys. Please. It's so easy to be human, right? Step one. Extremely important, guys. You will be so smooth if you nail this. That's what most of the people get right. It feels too scripty for most business owners to talk about certain stuff because, yeah, you can just feel the script of the copywriter that's talking to you, and you need to nail the transition, guys, to ensure smoothness. And I'm going to explain this to you. Without the step, everything would feel way too forced, guys. You need to be smooth with it, guys. And I'm going to give you an example for this. So every time I'm getting on a call, I do some follow-ups like for the outreach I'm sending to them, like the high-value loom and sample. If you don't understand this, there's a video on my channel on how to close copywriting clients. Basically, I follow up with them like every 2 or 3 days, and then like after 1 week, they respond, "Oh, that's very cool. Okay, let's get on a call," right? So usually you will never get a call on like the same day, right? So what I like to do is say something like, "Okay, nice, man. Has been such a long time since you've seen the loom, right? And by the way, what captured your attention like in the loom? Was it like my pitch in general, or like the effort I've put into this? You know, you make like a transition talking about, yeah, by the way, the loom is like long ago, right? Like, can you still remember it or something? You know, it's, by the way, it's very hard for me to kind of phrase it very correctly like in English, but you can probably imagine how I talk about this in German. It's very easy for me to make like a smooth transition, right? So yeah, something like, yeah, by the way, the sample I've written to you, did you enjoy the copy? Or like, why did you even text me? Do you need new copy and stuff? And then you already kind of introduce like the whole middle part, like the whole body of the actual setting call, meaning talking about his business and his problems, right? So small talk and the transition will be the first 2 steps, guys. And now, extremely important concept, guys. Nobody talked about this ever in the whole world of closing clients for your agency, guys. You need to understand his ecosystem, guys. Basically, you just ask him questions, guys. Disclaimer, you need to find those questions for yourself because everybody has a different level of expertise, guys. The questions I use for myself to actually understand the client's ecosystem might mean nothing to you because you need to understand the higher your level of understanding and expertise, the less specificity you need for like your little notes, like bullet points you have that you will ask to the client, like the questions you have noted for yourself to actually ask the client, right? So choose the questions that help you understand the client's ecosystem as easy as possible. And if you don't understand what an ecosystem is, it's basically just which funnels does he have, which team members does he have in place. You know, you try to understand his whole business, like on the marketing side of things, on the sales side of things, on the funnel side of things, team members, goals, like everything, right? And you will see, guys, my questions are very broad. I'm just going to show them to you for inspiration purposes. So after like the small talk, I will do the transition. Oh yeah, by the way, the loom is like 1 week ago. What captured your attention in there? They will say something like, oh yeah, I've just like it was very high value and stuff. You put in lots of effort in there. I just wanted to talk to you, something like that, right? And then I will say, okay, sounds very good. Yeah, basically, bro, I did my best with like the whole pitch. You know, it's very hard in terms of outreach. You can explain something about your business and your programs to me. So of course I understand the business model, and that's like the whole thing you probably need to know beforehand, right? You need to understand how like this whole business world works, how funnels work and stuff. That's why I teach you guys to become a growth partner before actually doing the outreach. That's like the perfectionist kind of path. So yeah. Explain your business. So basically what this means in my head, I have like all of the way more specific points in my head. I don't need to write this down very specifically because I have everything in my brain, but I'm going to explain this to you because of course you can't view into my brain, right? Explain your business and your programs basically just means, okay, does he have a low ticket and a high ticket in the back end? I mean, I can see the low ticket. How many team members do you have and stuff, right? So these are just questions like, yeah, my offer is like 1K right now and I'm getting these many people in there. So basically you just try to understand where does he get his customers from? How does he sell them? You know, he just explains his whole business. So you just understand his whole funnel and his whole like avatar and stuff, right? You can write the questions for yourself. You need to write the questions for yourself, but I know what to question him for myself. So next question will be, how is the current influx going with your program? So meaning how much new revenue do you generate with your programs? Let's say he has multiple ones. He will tell me about them and stuff. And yeah, I will just say, okay, sounds good. So it's basically going all right. Like if it's going very good, I will say, okay, very nice. If it's going okay, I will say, okay, yeah, sounds good. You know, just never insult the prospect. Always, you know, acknowledge facts, but never insult him. Don't talk about pains and stuff. You are not here to twist the knife and manipulate him. So yeah. Next one will be business priorities and goals. Where is your main focus right now? If he has like many projects or like many programs, like a low ticket, a high ticket, a mid ticket, you need to ask him, okay, bro, what's like your whole goal right now of the business? Are you focusing more on like this program? Or let's say he only has like one program. You ask him, okay, is your whole focus on like getting more traffic right now? Or is it like getting more sales? Is it like having a new landing page? By the way, I'm just explaining these things to you. You won't say it like I did. You will just ask him straight up and then shut your mouth because you won't think for the customer. The customer will tell you what he needs. You will not throw random shit into his mouth so he has an easier time. You want him to talk about as much as possible, guys. The more he is speaking, the more grateful you should be because the more information you now have at hand to nail the pitch, to nail the thing you are offering to him, guys. Let them speak. I love to hear them speak because that's what's like giving me the most competitive advantage and like best possible chance on actually like closing the client. You need to let them talk so you can understand what to pitch to them. So next question will be, by the way, of course, again, you can put like different questions in here depending on like specific questions on like priorities and goals and stuff. This is like essential for us understanding, bro, if he doesn't want to launch a webinar and you are going to pitch a webinar to them, it's not going to work. So yeah, always ask these questions, like very important to me. Fourth one being, do you already have someone handling this, or is there still a gap? That's very important, guys, because if you make like the ultimate pitch to them and they say, yeah, I already have like an email marketer right now, or like a funnel builder. I don't actually need this, and he's like very good and stuff. So you need to understand his whole ecosystem, guys. Understand, okay, do they already have someone for the funnels? In general, do they have any other agencies or employees for certain positions? You need to find the gap. You need to find an opportunity. And that's why you need to become a growth partner, because you need to get your foot in the door with singular services, bro. If you are only able to write email sequences, you are going to get left behind, bro, because bro, they need more help with the services. There are so many things you can pitch. You will get left behind if you are only able to do one thing. You need to become the growth partner. You need to identify gaps. You need to almost learn everything, kind of, right? Yeah, I will ask him about questions like, okay, do you already have like email automations, meaning like for the lead magnet? Do you have a funnel builder, or like, do you have other agencies like running ads for you, or like building the funnels, designing the website for you? Do you have email upsell sequences in place, like for like from low ticket to mid ticket and from mid ticket to high ticket and stuff? This is like kind of the most specific question here. You can write so many like sub questions below that. I know what I will say, so these are like just very broad bullet points. But just for your information. Next one being what software they use. So I always pitch Go High Level to them, because like they can spare sometimes like hundreds of dollars, or like even one time I've had one guy who paid like thousands of dollars for like one CRM, and he was very grateful when I told him about Go High Level, which is just $99 for a month. So yeah. And now you should have the best possible chances of actually understanding his whole ecosystem. You now understand his whole like business model and like all of his programs and how expensive they are. You understand which one he should sell, which one he wants to sell, I mean, like the most, whereas like priorities lie, how his current influx looks. You also understand which team members he already has in place for particular roles. And now the last piece of the pie will be being confident and understanding your service offering, right? So you will understand what will make him money before you go into the call. Examples for this will be, you will make him more money if you launch some sort of a webinar, most likely, right? Another thing will be a evergreen funnel. If he only has a type form in his bio, you can of course pitch a landing page to him, or like you could also call it like evergreen funnel, meaning like always available. And the next thing being lead magnet funnel, meaning to like get more leads into his like whole ecosystem, right? You already know this is going to work in case he might not have one already, or like his one is very bad, So the last piece of the pie is just understanding like the whole market and understanding which things will actually help businesses in his niche, and then you are pretty much done. So these are all the questions I ask for understanding the ecosystem, and now I can nail the pitch to him. Me personally, I will always do this in the setting call because I understand what I'm talking about, but most of the time you will say, okay, sounds good and stuff. I'm going to get back to you. That's already it for the setting call. I'm going to get back to you. I understand everything now. Very nice. You can, of course, talk like a little bit more small talk and stuff with him, or like already do the perfect pitch for them. But what I like to do is like sometimes I do like a separate closing call if I need to think about more, or if I want to prepare some kind of a high value sample for them upfront, so they actually see, okay, this guy in the closing call right now already prepared like the first steps for the whole project he promised to me. And now like the whole chance of me closing the client rises exponentially, because now I have prepared a sample for him and I'm going to prepare the pitch even better. So yeah, that's already it for the setting call. Small talk, transition, and understand his ecosystem. Understand what the fuck is going on in his business, guys. So yeah, next one will be the closing call, guys. This one only happens if the prospect is qualified and interested. If he wasn't, you probably won't have a closing call, right? And if you didn't already close him on the first call, meaning on a setting call, sometimes, I do the closing in the first call, depending on like the simplicity of the project I will be doing for this particular client. So yeah, the closing call is for pitching your solution/offer, because now you understand his business and his focus. you can nail the whole positioning of your offer right now. So yeah. And now you are able to pitch him something that will help him, definitely, right? And now we will talk about the only closing call framework you will ever need, guys. And I call this one the closing sandwich. And I know it sounds cringe, but that's the best way I can describe it. Feel free to type one in the comments if you have a better name for this. But yeah, step one will be answering questions, guys. You need to understand. They might have new questions after the initial setting call because they had time to think about everything. Oh, by the way, and how is he going to do this thing? You know, they have some like limiting beliefs or objections. I will talk about objections later on. And yeah, now you will say something like, okay, very nice to meet you, like some small talk again, something about like the skyscrapers in the back, whatever, or like his dog running around or like barking in the background, whatever. And it's so simple and easy, guys. You don't understand. And yeah, now you'll say, okay, nice. By the way, do you have any like remaining questions after the last call? And maybe he will say something like, yeah, I have some. Or he will say something, no, but you wanted to explain everything to me, kind of like pushing you already. And yeah, by the way, one more advanced tip. If you see a business owner being very cocky and stuff, and you feel like he's insulting you and stuff, try to develop a thick wool. I don't even know if that's like how you say it in English. Basically, a thick wool means you don't get discouraged and you kind of ignore like negative things in the call because you understand how to handle all of this. You are already expecting kind of the guy being rude to you, which is usually not the case, but develop a thick wool, guys, so you are not easily discouraged and stuff. Be like very stoic in the call. Be like this rational problem solver who doesn't have any emotion, right? Who just wants to make the business owner more money or like generate him more leads, which will ultimately, of course, make him more money. So yeah. Do you have any new questions? Yeah, I have some, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, okay. Step two, after you've answered the questions to him, will be your offer. That's your whole pitch. That's the thing you are going to give to him. That's your whole service, right? Now you explain to him how you can benefit him and what you offer. And there's also a framework for this. Also the only logical one you will ever use because it's all about human psychology, right? So first of all, he already, of course, knows who you are and where you come from. You already explained all of this to him, right? He knows who you are. So now it's about talking to him what you can promise to him. It's about the promise or like the what's in it for me. So yeah, I'm going to talk about each individual line in here, and then I will give you a whole example of like what a pitch could look like. So yeah, next one would be introducing mechanism. So basically you say, and yeah, by the way, we do this with like the whole email retarget method. That's how we browse the whole email list, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, current funnel for contrast. This one basically means you need to keep this really short because this doesn't provide any extra value, guys. It's just the current funnel. He knows his current funnel. By the way, only state facts in here, never talk about pains, never insult his funnel or something. Just say how it is and say, so he really understands the difference between the current thing he's doing right now and the new thing you are going to pitch to him, guys. So you will explain the mechanism in the next step. But for the current funnel, you just say, yeah, you have like, you have like this kind of year, the opt-in page, blah, blah, blah. Just the current funnel, guys. How things are currently in this whole ecosystem. Next one will be explaining mechanism. Basically the thing you are going to pitch to him because people only make money through methods and mechanisms. And you explain this like very detailed. Not too much with rocket science. Not too much science class because it needs to be very simple and easily understandable. So yeah, explaining mechanism, guys. You basically just explain what you are going to do for him. Keep it simple. Next one being how I can help with mechanism is just, okay, I am going to do these steps for you. Price will be, you just say the price outright. Yeah, and this whole thing costs, blah, blah, blah. You keep your mouth shut after that, guys, because if you keep on talking after pitching the price, you sound desperate and you sound nervous and stuff. You talk, you say everything you want to say, and then you say, and the whole thing is going to cost price point. And then you shut your mouth, guys. So now onto an example that I'm going to give to you guys. Let's say I will do, what do you guys understand? You guys understand a landing page. Now he has like some kind of a type form in his bio, but I'm going to do a high value kind of landing page where like the conversion rate and stuff and perceived value is a little bit higher. And yeah, I'm going to explain this to you with VSL and stuff, right? So yeah, Okay, Mr. Client. I promise you, you don't say it like that. I'm pretty sure we can make more money if we publish like a landing page for you in your whole coaching business. And the thing we are going to use for that is we will, by the way, follow my mouse cursor. We will create a landing page because I have seen at your current funnel, it looks like you have a type form in your bio. And yeah, type form is already alright because, of course, the people can opt in. But what we will do is we will do, next step, we will do an extremely valuable, like with a VSL. Basically, a VSL is where you talk about like the whole thing, right? Where you talk about your whole program, a nice headline and stuff, a button below that, some bullets explaining like the whole thing. So basically, you will have like nice pictures on there, nice videos and stuff. So the perceived value of like your whole offer increases very hard, and people will feel like it's a higher quality because they don't just opt in into a type form. They will now have like a big landing page, right? People will see the colors of your brand and stuff, something like that. Of course, prepare the pitch better than I did because I was doing this off the fly. So yeah, next one will be, and the way I can help you with this, basically like creating the whole landing page, I will like host the whole domain for you. I will publish the landing page, of course. I will do like the whole landing page copy. I will write the VSL script or outline. I will put all the images in there. I will do basically everything. The only thing I need from you is you need to record this VSL from me, blah, blah, blah. I basically do everything you need to do. You need to do none of this, right? And so basically you will have a whole functioning landing page. You can summarize everything again before talking about the price. You will have a whole functioning landing page with like nice images, videos, VSL headline and stuff. And by the way, this is an example of mine. I've already prepared something like that for one of my clients in the past, partners, whatever. And the price for this whole landing page would be something along the lines of, and then you name a span, and you try to name the price that you actually want to sell him on as the first one, like the lower end of the span. So you talk about something like, so the whole landing page will be 2,000 to like 2.5K. Or maybe you can even just say 2.5K, right? And then we say, oh, this is kind of expensive, and then you will sell them down on like 2K, right? So, by the way, this is just an example price. Don't copy this. Yeah, so now you will sell him on like the lower price, which was like basically the price you wanted to pitch to him, because you guys need to understand in a call, it is never the first price. Like usually it's always about the second price you pitch to them. They will like try to sell you down. So try to start higher and get sold on the thing you actually wanted to sell to him, right? So make all of this look effortless and don't make it sound scripted like I've did right now, or like in terms of like clicking through a presentation, guys. You need to explain this very fluently, maybe share your screen in the meanwhile, maybe even have prepared some kind of a like presentation, but make all of this look effortless. He doesn't, it shouldn't feel like kind of salesy. It just should feel like, I want to help you guys. And you also need to understand, it's not about selling them, it's about helping them do this with their business, guys. I don't go in a call with the mindset, okay, I need to make money. I'm going in with the mindset, okay, I'm pretty sure after seeing his funnel, I can make him more money. I will get some more information if he already has team members in place for his coaching. And now I'm consuming all of this information. Now I definitely know on how to make him more money. And I'm going to explain this to him like very excited. We can make this, we will make so much more money and stuff. I'm not even thinking about making money right now, because if you change your mindset from, oh, I need this guy to give me money, to I need to help this client so he will give me money, is going to be the most important change you will have in your closing calls. So very important, guys. And the last one being, and that's why it's called the whole closing sandwich, will be answering questions again, because now you will have even more questions regarding like the whole mechanism and like how you can help him and stuff. Some of you might refer to this as objection handling, and I've told you guys I will touch on this. Please do not frame this as objection handling, because this will make you nervous, and this will also come off as like, oh, he might have some objections. He is skeptical about my whole pitch. That's not what it's about. He just has some questions, guys. Don't refer to this as objection handling. It's unnecessary friction you add to between you guys, because you are like a little bit scared he might leave you in the call. Just answer more questions. There won't be something like, but is this really sometimes there is something like that, but it's just answering questions. You don't handle objections in here, guys. Very important. So yeah, please do not do this. Optional step number 4, if you don't go like on a revenue-based kind of thing, if you like straight up say, okay, let's do the whole project, you could say, okay, then let's do the payment, but you could also like do the payment in the next call, which would be the onboarding call. If it's like a revenue-based thing, of course, you need to wait for the money to be generated. You guys all understand this, right? So yeah, do the payment. Now to the last call, guys. The last call of like this whole client closing process, and then we are finished, will be the onboarding call. And yeah, the onboarding call is for collecting everything you need so you can start working, but also setting expectations for your client and planning out the timeline, guys. So collecting everything basically means, okay, if you need like access to his like domain provider or like to his email service provider, like you need like images and stuff for him, for like the landing page you're going to create for him, you just collect everything. And setting expectations is just so he understands, okay, that's when I can expect the thing to be done, or that's when I can expect to see more money in my pockets, right? So yeah, you just set expectations for a client and plan out the timeline. Step number 1, get everything you need. Of course, you could also say you do like a small talk and stuff, right? But yeah, get everything you need. The things you need depend on what service you do for the client. I will just give you my list for inspiration so you understand what I need for my clients. This is like for webinars and stuff mostly. So yeah, onboarding process. First of all, I need to go high level information because I will create a sub account for them in my go high level so I can manage like their whole ecosystem. Basically, I will do the ecosystem for them. Sometimes they want to stay in their ecosystem. They want to keep using ActiveCampaign or like MailChimp or something. And that's why I will say, okay, I don't need like go high level information. I will just send me access to like your email service provider, right? Next one will be domain access. So I can put like a domain in like the landing page, like webinar landing page, whatever. Next one will be access to email service provider. So I can download the old email list, but they could also like just send you this like CSV file over. .csv is always the file. Content, meaning like a content gallery of like images and videos, so I can just use them for like the branding and marketing on the landing page. Testimonials, you all understand this. A logo, or sometimes I just download it from their personal website. A Zoom link, if it's like a webinar. Copecard link, or sometimes I do the Zoom link myself, depending on what client I'm working with. Copecard link, I also do this sometimes myself, like setting up the whole Copecard, by the way. Oh, it's not Copecard for you guys. It's basically a Stripe link where people can purchase like the whole program, right? So this is like the payment link. Typeform Calendly will just be if it's like a high ticket mentorship, they send me over the link. As I've already said, guys, sometimes I will do those things myself, depending on if the client already has a program in place. So yeah. Zoom recording link after like the Zoom is finished. It can also be like a webinar jam recording link. Text will just be a detailed explanation of their mentoring, like the features and benefits. So I actually understand what they like teach to people, right? And like to go high level information, like first name, email, business name and stuff. You guys all understand this. Just for inspiration, of course, make your own list, right? Questions will be something, okay, when do we start a project? So I understand when I need to be done with everything. Of course, I try to say to them, hey, yo, I will do everything. I will make you money in 7 days. Name of the offer. If he doesn't have an offer right now, I will ask for like the name of the offer. When do we schedule the strategy call will be a question I ask him because we will need to do another strategy call right before the launch. And next one will be your task is like, send me your email list, have a strategy call with me, record and send me the VSL, and optional record some video stories for like the pre-webinar launch, for like when the launch starts, for meaning like when the webinar is live, and for the post-launch, meaning like after the webinar is finished. Oh yeah, we've had so many people booking and calls, guys. You can also book a call in here for like our new mentoring and stuff, blah, blah, blah. Step number 2, explain the timeline to him, guys. This way he can set his expectations right, guys. Otherwise, they will leave you and they won't pay you because it's all taking too long. They don't understand how stuff goes. You are also like kind of a doctor. You are trying to set expectations so they don't get like demotivated and stuff. You are trying to keep them up kind of, right? So yeah, after this call, you get to work and make money, guys. And that's already it for this video. Hope you've enjoyed the whole client closing process, guys. This screenshot is still an old one. We already have 85 people in my new free inner circle, whereas I teach you copywriting and outreach in there. There's also a free 2-hour outreach masterclass in there telling you exactly how to get your very first client in the next 4 to 8 weeks if you are willing to put in the work and if you already have the service delivery side of things figured out. And yeah, you can ask me questions in there, so it's almost like a paid mentorship, but I do it completely for free. You are still early, only 85 people in there, so join in there. See you in the next video. Bye bye.